Hey, I'm Pastor Fred. Welcome to the Follow Through. We are listening to God and we're also living for Him. What an important thing. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Share this with somebody. Today we're going to be in 1 Thessalonians. That is a mouthful. What a long title. We're going to be in chapter 2, verse 8 today. We're continuing to look at what it means to make disciples who make disciples. So that there's kind of a both end with this. It's okay, I'm a disciple, I'm following Jesus, but I also want other people to follow Jesus. And so like for me, especially like as a dad, like and again, if you're a mom or a dad out there, I want you to see like you're the disciple maker. God is calling you to follow Jesus and to invite your kids to see what that looks like every single day. Hopefully this will be some helpful things in here, because Paul just gives us so much of Scripture, just never leaves us on our own, but does it. Now today I want to talk about maybe what the motivation might be for making disciples or telling somebody about Jesus, which is really kind of the start of the disciple making process. Have you ever noticed that, like, or realized that, like disciple making isn't just for like the person who believes in Jesus. It has to start somewhere, and all of us start right from a place where we're lost, right? We don't know who Jesus is, and so the beginning of really the discipleship or the disciple making thing is in someone who doesn't believe, and so what's our motivation? Now Paul says it should be right here. Shouldn't be guilt, shouldn't be shame. It shouldn't be somebody wagging their finger. You need to tell someone about Jesus. That's the least you can do for what He did for you. No. That's not the motivation. Because then what happens is if that's my motivation, then people are going to stop being people. Right? They're going to be projects. They're going to be a goal that I can attain, right? Kind of a result that I'm aiming for. In other words, I may not even care about who they are, and that's how people, they can tell. And you wouldn't want that done to you, would you? You wouldn't want somebody who's like, manipulating you, or kind of treating you like a project. No, you want someone to care about you as a person, like who you are, care about your soul and what you got going on in your life. And so I want to say that this disciple-making process is a slow one. It's about relationships. It's about care. It's about love. It's about being there in somebody's life, not just throwing a speech at them and going, all right, cool, I'm on to the next one. No. See, and maybe part of the problem is that we have excused ourselves from the process. So maybe there's a limited number of people who get this and who are busy doing it. And so we have so many people that we want to help. But what if we all did that? I think we'd have much more time to just take the time and in that process. So Paul says in 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 8, he says, so being affectionately desirous of you. I mean, he's just like, man, we just love you like all get out. In a Christian way, in just a deep and sincere and godly way. He has this affection for them. It's not just, man, you guys are annoying, but I'll put up with you. He's like, no. There's a deep affection for them, for these people at this church that resulted in them being ready to share with them not only the gospel of God. He says we have this affection, we have this desire to serve you and to care about you. And so we weren't only about bringing the gospel, which is huge, but also our own selves. So Paul's like, man, we didn't hold anything back. And think about it, Paul in those days would go from church to church to church, right? Risking his life, totally no comfort zone, no safety net, none of that. And he's like, look, you can see in our life what we did. You can see we're not just saying, hey, we care about you, we love you, but you know what? We're not ready to sort of, give and do something in a costly way. Because look, we shared the gospel of Jesus, but we also shared our own selves. Why? Because you had become very dear to us. And what happens is when people are dear to you, like everything changes, doesn't it? And I think that's what it's all about. Now again, it's not always going to be easy, right? People are not always gonna act in a way, right? We ourselves might not always act in a way where someone would be near and dear to us. But man, you think about what you would do for the people near and dear to you. And so Paul's saying, like, that's the foundation. It's this love of Jesus, his love for them, and it just explodes into the lives of those people as he brings them the truth that Jesus died for them, that he rose for them, and that he cares about them, but that Paul and the guys working with him, they care about him too. How cool is that? So again, you're not just a number, you're not just a project. Let's always remember that God sees you as a human being, loves you, and wants you to treat others that same way. All right, I hope that helps, and we'll see you next time for another follow through.